Dan, how would you describe the mindset of your football team going into the NFC Championship game?
Just really trying to embrace the opportunity and take advantage of the opportunity. Everybody's worked really hard this week and worked really hard all year to be where we are. And so we just want to take advantage of it.
Get back, all game after 2 years. What's it take? Barkley time?
Oh, it has to be. No question. I mean, you may tell Jalen Hurts to keep one at some point, but only if it's wide open and keep running.
118 years. Adding to it. There goes Anthony. And this one is center for the championship game.
Barkley time?
Oh, it has to be. No question. I mean, you may tell Jalen Hurts to keep one at some point, but only if it's wide open and keep running.
118 years. Adding to it. There goes Anthony. And this one is center for the championship game.
Barkley time?
For $100, all you got to do is get the balloon that's inside the blow up, like that, and you get to keep the money, all right? But you cannot blow on the straw just like I did. You cannot take the straw out of the balloon. It needs to stay connected. You cannot take the balloon off of the out of the straw. It needs to stay connected because it's connected by a little rubber band. It needs to stay like that. What is that supposed to do? The straw's not in the balloon. How? What?
Want to make a side bet?
Side bet on what?
If you suck in on the straw, the balloon's gonna blow up.
If I suck on this straw,
Yeah.
the balloon's gonna blow up. It's gonna blow up with the balloon. The straw's not even touching the balloon. It's not even inside the balloon.
You'll see.
$20 side bet. All right, bet. So just suck on this straw. Girl, what? I can explain that. How did I? For $100, all you got to do is get the balloon that's inside the blow up, like that, and you get to keep the money, all right? But you cannot blow on the straw just like I did. You cannot take the straw out of the balloon. It needs to stay connected. All right? You cannot take the balloon off of the straw. It needs to stay connected because it's connected by a little rubber band. It needs to stay like that. What is that supposed to do? The straw's not in the balloon. How? What?
Want to make a side bet?
Side bet on what?
If you suck in on the straw, the balloon's gonna blow up.
If I suck on this straw,
Yeah.
the balloon's gonna blow up. It's gonna blow up with the balloon. The straw's not even touching the balloon. It's not even inside the balloon.
You'll see.
$20 side bet. All right, bet. So just suck on this straw. Girl, what?
You can see my music. You can listen to my music.
This guy made a huge mistake when he tried to do this crazy challenge where you need to escape the security guards. He enters different buildings every day to perform parkour and he escapes every time. But what happened this time will shock you. Two security guards were following him continuously, but with his skills, he was finally able to escape. If you liked his parkour skills, subscribe. This guy made a huge...
Artists don't get paid anyway. There's maybe 10 or 12 of them that have semi-decent deals, and the rest of them are,
Like Mariah Carey just had this big $20 million, that's like a huge deal, right?
So you feeling that?
I mean, what am I missing?
Oh, okay, let's do some math.
Okay.
If you signed me to a record company,
Right.
or a record deal, let's suppose you have a record company.
Right.
How much would you give me? The album sells for $18, right? $18?
Whatever. Yeah.
All right. How much of that would you give me?
Half?
The half sound good?
Yeah.
All right, check this out. If I sell 1 million copies, I'm going to have $10 million, right? Roughly $10 million.
Right.
If I sell 2 million copies, I got $20 million.
Right.
If I just sell 3 million copies, I got $30 million. Now who has the biggest record deal?
Oh, I see. Yeah, right. Okay.
Right?
Right.
So Mariah kind of got screwed. Artists don't get paid anyway. There's maybe 10 or 12 of them that have semi-decent deals, and the rest of them are,
Like Mariah Carey just had this big $20 million, that's like a huge deal, right?
So you feeling that?
I mean, what am I missing?
Oh, okay, let's do some math.
Okay.
If you signed me to a record company,
Right.
or a record deal, let's suppose you have a record company.
Right.
How much would you give me? The album sells for $18, right? $18?
Whatever. Yeah.
All right. How much of that would you give me?
Half?
The half sound good?
Yeah.
All right, check this out. If I sell 1 million copies, I'm going to have $10 million, right? Roughly $10 million.
Right.
If I sell 2 million copies, I got $20 million.
Right.
If I just sell 3 million copies, I got $30 million. Now who has the biggest record deal?
Oh, I see. Yeah, right. Okay.
Right?
Right.
So Mariah kind of got screwed. Artists don't get paid anyway. There's maybe 10 or 12 of them that have.
Hey guys, I bought a laundromat in a small town. Let's see how much money the laundromat made today. Here's my first washing machine. Here's how much it made. This machine cost $1,500. I bought it used off Facebook and it's been somewhat reliable, unlike this one over here that's broken down. This is what we made over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is a 30-pound washer I got here. It's about $5,500 to buy, although I got a discount on it. These are my dryers. They're about $7,500 a piece. They're not great money makers. I charge a quarter for 8 minutes. Now we get into this machine, which has about a week worth of money in it. I type in my special code. It opens and got some money in here. I have 2 of these machines, so that's not too bad. The password here is much easier. See? Not too bad. These are all 5s, 10s, and 20s, which is nice. These are all 1s. This machine with its Atari computer system, it sorts all the money out for me. We'll count the quarters first, but I'll put the money in a safe spot here. Don't tell the IRS. Got all the quarters dumped in here. Now we're going to start and see how much money we made. Nice, 1,662 quarters. I've also got this great Coke machine. Let's see how much it made as well. This is a really good collection for the week. I've had this machine for about 5 years and it paid itself off a long time ago. I spent $600 to buy it. Here's the ones. Here's the quarters. I've also got this snack machine I bought for $800. It paid itself off a long time ago. Not near as much as the drink machine made. Sometimes it beats out the drink machine. It does really well. All right, now I'm going to run this
Hello.
bill counter and see what we did. Just bills.
Hello?
Hey, Chris, how are ya?
You didn't kick me to the curb, treat me like an orphan. What's up with you?
Oh, God, I knew you was going to say that. No, I have not. You did
I
not
guess
even.
you ain't seen none of my missed calls for the last 10
I
days.
have. I did. I seen them.
And you just chose not to respond back, eh?
Dude, don't you be saying that like that. I was busy.
Okay, ain't no such thing as too busy for me.
Oh, snaps. Really?
Yeah, really.
Well, my mother has been in the hospital for a while. That
How's she doing?
um she's she's like well, she's my real mother, but my she reminds me of my mother that I was my adopted mother, and she had a stroke. So my mother now, she speaks with the slur like "Bleh," like she can't, like she drunk or something. Her
And this
right,
is your real mother,
this is my
your
real
birth
mother.
mother.
Yeah, this the birth mother.
Um,
And she's
she just
77.
had a stroke recently.
Mm-hmm. Saturday.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah. How's your dad?
He doing all right. I mean, shoot, he got somebody waiting on him hand and foot. How much better could you be?
You know what? I guess that's the better way to look at it.
Well,
Yeah. Okay, then how's Chris doing?
exhausted. Feel
Oh,
like I'm gonna fall on my face.
what you talk about? Why?
Just being a caregiver to a family member is very challenging.
Is it
Mm.
you had no idea, did you?
No, I mean I saw it a little bit through the eyes of my mom, but
Mm-hmm.
for me to do it personally is it's even more so than it's even more than what I thought it was just looking through her eyes. But now I see what she was going through,
Wow.
and it's I mean not being morbid or nothing, but that's what took her out.
Really?
Yeah, wasn't nothing wrong with my mom.
You better shut up. So how long was your dad sick?
He done had two strokes and a brain bleed over the last I don't know 10 years or so.
Oh wow.
And she's been his total caregiver by herself. And she wasn't no spring chicken herself. She was losing weight. She wasn't half eaten. She didn't want nobody to help her do nothing. And so yeah.
Normally that's it. That's normally what
Mhm.
I said. Normally that will do it.
Yeah. And that's mental, that's physical, that's emotional, that's everything.
So did your dad work?
Yeah, he worked all his life.
So did he have any type of insurance or anything?
Yeah, I mean, they got health insurance and all of that stuff, but my mom didn't want the help because we come to find out that the insurance covered for some
Yeah.
help to come in and help her. But like I said,
So so
I don't know. I don't know what her thought process was. I can't tell you.
can you get it now or no?
We're trying to going through the doctor, but nobody has any follow up, and so they say this, they say that, and then because the doctor supposedly put in a referral to the home health care agency. I called the health care agency. They said they ain't get no referral. I called the doctor's coordinator. She said she sent it, but she'll send it again. She said she sent it again. Then she was gonna call the coordinator, and so that's where we at. And this has been going on for probably about a month or so. But
Wow.
that's with everything. Everything is like that. It's just it's terrible. You have no idea.
Mm. Mm.
So that's pretty much that. So it's like I'm a full-time caregiver, or well, me and my sister. So when we can get somebody to come back in and do the personal hygiene, the rest of the other stuff is not that hard. I mean, keeping the house clean, making sure it don't smell like a nursing home, and then, washing and making sure he get his medicine, making
Mhm.
sure he's get fed. All that kind of stuff is, easy enough. I mean, it's challenging still, but it's easy enough. It's just that personal body washing, keep
Mhm.
clean.
Mhm.
It's like people say you want once a man, twice a child.
Mhm.
Well, that's like for sure.
Mhm. God dang. Wow.
So that's what I've been going through the last 4 months.
Hush. Whoever knew that?
Mm, I, mm, I can't even tell you.
So has any of your family reached out to you to help?
It's really not no family here. I mean, it's only me and my sister that's here. Now,
Mhm.
my dad has his younger sister,
Mhm.
and she kind of stepped up since my mom
Mhm.
passed,
Mm.
but he got an older another sister, but she got her own health challenges, and then he
Mm.
got a brother that it's only like it's three. I think it's three of them left out of 12 kids.
Hmm.
So it's basically just me and my sister that's tending to him. Now, like I said, my aunt, she has stepped up and she'll come stay with him a night or two,
Mhm.
which has been really helpful. But she's older too, so she can't do the personal hygiene
Hmm.
or not willing to or don't want to. And really ain't nobody trying to even ask her to, clean her brother like that. So once if we can actually get another healthcare aide to come in and do that portion,
Yes.
it'll be a little bit easier.
Okay. Mm-mm. How's the weather?
Man, it's freezing.
What?
Below, I mean, it's like if it's 6, it's below 12.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm in Philly.
Are you? Oh, that's where your mom is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you know about this cold?
Damn right.
Say, I think you probably forgot about it being in down south for so long, but
Yo, wait
I
a
bet you
minute.
remember mighty fast.
Oh my God. I'm grateful though. I'm grateful.
Is it cold there? You got snow? What?
It's snow. It's 5 degrees in the morning.
Oh, okay. So you got what we got.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know.
Yep.
Jamal over there
I
in
do
Atlanta,
know.
they freezing in Atlanta, right?
Oh, man, but I mean, they're getting something that they really never ever had before.
Exact boy. Let me tell
Yeah,
you.
it's different. They got like a worse winter than we did.
Amen.
So
Amen.
that's kind of crazy. And seeing they don't know how to deal with the cold and the snow. I mean, they don't have trucks, salt trucks, or nothing. They have to call up north to get stuff.
Right?
Yeah. So they don't know how to deal with it. So it make it worse for them.
Hello. So I'm looking at this laundromat and they want $1,600 for it.
For a laundromat,
Yes.
that's crazy though. I was going down one of the main streets down by my house, and I was like, I think that's a cash business. That might not be so bad to
Exactly.
invest in one of them.
Exactly.
So that's what you're looking at.
Right now.
1,600 a month.
Not bad.
No, no. For the not that you buy that, like you buy them the thing, it was $1,600 for the laundromat. Now that's for the laundromat. Now the machines is another story. So you can depends on what machines you get in, but it has a couple of vending machines in it as well. And I think he wants up $5,000 to $6,000 for each dryer and stuff like that. And I think it's about perhaps I want to say about 20 dryers So it kind of adds up, even though I said 1,600 for that, but it's a like you just said, it is a cash cow.
Mhm. Especially if you make it, kind of nice where
Right.
it ain't like your
Yeah.
traditional laundromat.
Absolutely.
That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the way it's set up over there. So I'm looking at that, and he sent me a video. So
Here's the 40
Mhm.
dimes.
hey, this is good. This is good. I'm looking at it. Anywho,
That, yeah, that's not. But I still don't understand what you mean by just 1,600 for the laundromat. What
for
does
the
that mean?
laundromat, for the care of the laundromat. Well, he's had the laundromat for almost 17 years, and he's ready to sell it
And all he wanted $1,600.
for the laundromat. But there's still equipment that you would still have to buy in it or buy from him, whatever ones he had. A lot of his equipment needs to be replaced.
So you would pay him for the ones that you want to keep, get
Right.
rid of the old ones or not working
Or
ones or
yes,
whatever the situation is, and buy you some new
new
ones.
ones. Yes.
And all of these are industrial type washers and
Oh
dryers,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like you got the smaller washing machines, and then you got the bigger ones.
Hmm.
Like yeah. So
So that's what you're looking into. You have to get a loan for all of that then?
damn right.
Yeah. Okay. You have access to business credit in that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Because that's what your boy do now, right?
Who?
DB,
DB does what?
business lines of credit.
Oh man, I ain't fucking with DB. Oh,
Oh, you're not? Okay.
how he's doing? You talk to him now?
Say let's say it. It's been a minute, but I've talked to him more recent than I had in quite some time. So,
Okay. Oh,
but he had his own type situations and stuff going on. Say everybody got their own situation.
everybody
So,
got a situation.
yep.
That is it.
And
Best
how
believe.
people deal with their stuff is how people deal with their stuff.
Amen. From the top to the bottom, baby. Don't matter. We all gotta have them. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts
Craig
about that.
got so who has access to the business lines of credit that you contemplate?
Craig.
Okay. All right. So you still fooling with the Craig, huh?
I don't mess with him. No, I haven't talked to Craig in a minute either.
But you would do that with him?
No. I got
Oh,
business
okay.
partners,
That's what
and
I asked.
yeah,
Huh?
I'm down in my hood now, so we got some business partners. At the end of Jamal's still my business partner.
Oh, you still fooling with the Jamal?
Oh yeah, that's always gonna be my homie.
Oh, really? No matter what y'all go through, huh?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. It's good to have one of those
Yeah,
somebodies.
it ain't too many you got though, Chris. Just know that.
No, it ain't. It ain't. You right about that.
Yep, that's a fact. When TD Jake said you may be careful who you call your friend,
Hmm.
because you have a friend, you got constituents, you have business people, you have customers. But you got to make sure you remember which one is which, because everybody ain't gonna be your friend.
Oh, that's for sure. That is definitely. And see, I think a lot of times we use the word friend loosely
Yes.
because we probably be calling
Yep.
friend our associates.
Yep. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, I
That's
get
why
it.
he say you love up on everybody, even love your enemies. The Bible says that, but you got to figure that out. You'll learn that. And it was just like I said, that don't make sense to me. My grandma says, just live long enough, something will come approach that you will do a self-reflect. That's when as we're now working on my class, in the class, we tapped into, I said the next book was going to be the book of Proverbs.
Mhm.
So we've really been tapping in, but I'm using Robert Kiyosaki philosophy for people to know, just like people say they don't like to read the Bible for whatever reason. Well, guess what? If you read Robert Kiyosaki's book, when you look at the Bible, that's the same thing the Bible does. It gives you what? Choices.
Mm-hmm.
Choices. Rich dad, poor dad. He has his philosophy, and then you got poor dad's philosophy. You know, it doesn't matter which one you choose, Chris. Right? It don't matter. That's you. That's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
So the Bible the same way. It don't make you do nothing. It didn't say you had to go to church. Maybe your mom said, or but you know. And then you look at a Tupac. I'm looking at Tupac, and Tupac said he had his own principles.
Mm-hmm.
Just because my words don't match yours, don't mean we ain't human beings.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I ain't got to sound like you, and you ain't got to sound like me. But see, I'm not trying to serve the White House. You are. I'm serving my people here in the ghetto. So if you go and put my song on, I need, at the end of the day, when you see those who like it, they
It's for
always
them.
say the likes is minimum because it sounded good. But guess what? Just because what he put out on his music and his rap song doesn't match yours, don't mean it ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
It's right for him though. And we got to really understand it. Everybody, he says, my grandpapa always say, be in the world, but not of it.
Mm-hmm.
Never understood it when I was young. Okay? President
Mm-hmm.
Trump. Oh, he got all of these millionaires and billionaires in the office, right? And then we say, well, if you hang around the other folks, Republicans, politicians, and all of that shit, it's just a minute before you wind up like him. So he got his comrade in with him. And he hang
Oh
out with
yeah,
nothing
you
but
do.
billionaires and millionaires. It just makes sense. He's a businessman. People looked at TikTok. Well, he got TikTok. He says, see, all you got to do, if you know what I'm doing, I'm a businessman. Y'all looking for politicians. That ain't Donald Trump. You looking at me to act like everybody else. That's not me. I'm sorry. And
Mm-hmm.
guess what? He do believe in God. I don't know.
Yeah, it's God.
Yeah, that no matter what. Just like Chris has hers, Chris is entitled to have a God. Yup, that's her God. She can call him whatever she wants. God knows she talking to him. You may not, but you got to have something you believe in.
Yeah.
Am I going to say it's right or wrong? None of the motherfuckers ever affected my pocketbook. But Trump did when that Bitcoin went up like it did. I'm just here to tell you, bro.
But no, I mean he's for the crypto space now. I mean, we ain't had one of them. Everybody else has been against it.
And look at his family. They all set up own coins and everything.
Meme coins creating
What?
their own stuff. Yeah.
Yep, I sure enough got him too, mother.
Oh, you got because I what he got one and his wife got
And his
one.
wife.
Yeah.
And that day that he got office, you should have seen that coin go up. He got
Really?
$90 billion in his stuff. And y'all still thinking, well, I ain't gonna okay, come on. Ain't no
Wow.
that's why you gotta stop hanging with them jokers.
Where did
No.
you buy? Where you buy your Trump coin from?
Uh, Robin Hood.
Really? I didn't know Robin Hood had it.
It's on Robin Hood, it's on Coinbase. It's all
Well,
over
I don't.
now.
I don't fool with Coinbase,
Yeah,
but
but
I
it's on
think. But I
Robin
do
Hood.
have a Robin Hood account
Sure enough.
because that's where my Doge is.
Yes, ma'am. And when you watch it, you might want to trade some of that and just buy some like the XRP. I'm not saying you got to go in your pocket, go to the bank. You can just trade some of that right then and there. What?
Yeah, and that's basically what I do. I haven't used fiat for much of anything in quite a while.
Man, you know how many people I set up in 2000, I want to say 13 just on getting coin. That's when Coinbase was very popular. When most people came into that space, Chris, and they said, la, 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 can you show me how? They might have put $50 worth of Bitcoin. And because whatever was going on, they just never went back to it.
But they got now.
But now you go back to it. The boy had $50 he started with back in 2013. Guess where that
What he got
Bitcoin at?
12 years later.
Guess where it's at? There you go. 1,500.
How much?
1,500.
Wow. And for doing nothing.
For doing nothing. And then you can't remember the password? What? Shut your
Gotta see that. Somebody told me that told me a story about some people that had crypto wallets and couldn't find the seed phrases.
Shut your mouth.
So that money just out there in la la land.
And that's what they was just talking about on that thing. Do you know how many hundreds of thousands of Bitcoins people can't find?
Yep.
Daisy, do you know how many people out here right now can't even get into their Daisy account?
Wow. It's crazy.
Hello.
Did you buy some Shiba Inu?
What?
Now see, this is crazy because somebody mentioned to me just buy some Shiba Inu for what, just buy it. So I did. I bought like $47 and got almost 2 billion shares of it. And I'm gonna just let it sit there and do what it do. See what happens.
That is where, watch. Say you bought, look, Chris, you lost, you got kids right now, right? You bought Bitcoin in 2013. Ain't really use it. It's just sitting, blah, blah, blah. And now let your kids go and find it. What do it look like now when that little girl we used to know is now a grown woman?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say,
especially when like what is it, 2028?
Yes.
I think Bitcoin is supposed to 10x be $1 million in at the next go around.
You might want to start
it's like every 4 years it adds a zero. And I went back and looked at the chart and it really did. I really did not, because I didn't believe it at first. I'm like, no, it didn't. No, it don't. But 24 was the year that it was supposed to hit 100,000, and that in December 24, it did just that.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
and back in 2020, it was supposed to hit 10,000.
Yes.
That year, it did just that.
Cause like I just keep on telling people, you don't hang out with the right folks.
Oh yeah, that's
you gotta
for sure.
start, and that's where the relationship is. I don't know. I'm just over here being me now.
Now, who else you gonna be?
Okay, so the
Chris,
spicy
what the
talk
heck
from both
else
sides.
going on with you? I said, what else you going on? What you doing these days?
Nothing. Gotta get a job.
Where at?
It's just gonna be a companion for my cousin. She the lady that was her companion, she quit the job or whatever. And so my aunt said I could sign up with whatever her company is and get a couple dollars. It's only like 60 hours a month.
Shut up.
But basically, I mean, my cousin, she's a relatively clean lady. She still cooks and cleans and does all that stuff herself. So I basically just be going over there, sitting with her, watching TV, or take her on errands or whatever it is that she need to do or want to do, and I'll get paid for it.
What?
Stuff that I would have did just because she's my older cousin.
Yeah.
But I'll get paid for it through her insurance or whatever it is.
Okay.
So I was like, if I gotta have a job, wow, none of my stuff that I've been doing, like I told you, everything I touched last year was a flop. So I gotta start over.
I could send you some. They got you hear about those two twins, these two twins out there now?
Yeah, I ain't fooling with them.
Oh my God. Did you know them?
I don't know them personally, but I've done deals with them over the years. And I did a
Really?
couple with them last year and they all flopped.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And see, with them, and this is just from my personal experience, that they set up stuff where you have to pay them a chunk of, that you pay them a fee to set up your accounts. Where most sponsors will just help their people set up their account. Okay, they charge you a fee right off the bat, so that means that they making money straight away, but before you even get into the deal good. And then the other thing is they basically set up monthly subscription kind of stuff. So even through the deal, if you don't make money, you still got to pay that $100 subscription fee every month. So again, they're getting paid again. And then because it was a couple trading platforms that, trading platforms, what do they call them? Oh, I can't think of what the word is, but it's when they trade for you,
Okay.
and all of them flopped. I think I did like two or three of them last year, and they all the
Really?
accounts got busted.
That was the first. Today is like, I mean, I think Tracy told me about it a couple. Well, this other guy tried to tell me. He says, "Dude, you got to go ahead and get you a free account." I said, "Nope." They get 1,000 people on that call every night, joining it free. But the way they be doing their damn calls, I was like, no wonder people are joining, and they can fall right. It's one layer matrix, bro. I'm not doing that. I'm nowhere near getting anybody to fall into my back off. You seen your back off? You should see this thing, man. You might want to do it. No, can't do it.
And you say it's a one layer matrix. So this is a new deal that they got out.
You ain't seen this thing,
No, because I don't follow them anymore. I mean, I have
but
people that are
well, how long have they been out there, Chris?
years.
Are you
They have
serious?
you talking about Megan and Reagan, right?
Who? Megan.
Megan and Reagan, the twins, they black girls.
Okay. Do they go by Bob?
Bob? No, we're talking
V?
about two different people there.
No. You sure? Okay. Let me.
I just described them to you. They're two pretty brown, dark haired black chicks. This their name is Megan and Reagan, and
Okay.
they're twins. And they've been in the network marketing industry for more than 10 years.
Shut your mouth. Hold on. Let me see. Megan and Reagan. Megan and Reagan. Yeah, that's them mother freakers.
Yeah, I've been knowing. I've been in deals with them. I mean, one, like I said, was a binary, and they were huge. I never made no money.
Wow.
And then I said, okay, I'm gonna try them again. And so, like I said, last year, somebody brought me something that they were doing, and I said, I'd try it out and see what happened. But like I said, I ended up doing two or three deals with them last year. And I just saw how they set stuff up that it's like they get paid. And like you just say, people sign up with them. I mean, they got a huge following. And they'll sign up people, and like I say, they set you up with your account. You got to pay them $100, and they walk you through it. They set it up and all of that. Then they have most of the stuff that they've been doing. It'll be a subscription, so you have to pay $100 a month, right? One deal they had, you had to pay 6 months up front. I was like, wow.
Yeah, they said
But
this one they don't even tell people. They say they know the product. It's not, it's on the they said it's very inexpensive. Them niggas about to get paid like a mug. Cause they not even letting people go in until the 17th. But they
mhm.
have a website. See, this is the point people get caught up in the hype and they all up in it.
Mhm.
And I got on her call yesterday, and I could see why. Because even before she did the freaking people, she's saying, "You guys just set up the spot. You ain't got to do nothing. Just go and get everybody signed up." So on the date that the launch is going to go, 17, everybody then going to have to put the $25 in, and then they're going to tell you. So I think today they opened it up to where people can put their $25 in now because they didn't want to break the system, they say, or some bullshit.
Mhm.
Okay.
See, with them doing it in group things like that, group
Yeah.
signups, they gonna blow up their comp plan. Whatever that company's comp plan is, they gonna blow it up.
Wow.
I mean, just think about it.
Yeah.
You know comp plans better than anybody. You know that.
Yeah.
You go in there and you got three, and they got three, and they got three. Whoever at the top of that deal, they just blew through the comp plan.
Wow. I'm looking at them now. That's some BS there.
No, I mean, they set themselves up to win, and they do deal after deal after. They've been, like I said, they've been doing deals for years.
Are you serious?
Yes, they've been in network marketing for more than 10 years.
And then what they'll do is tell people, they showed yesterday, they did 3 videos,
Mhm.
and it's crazy. That's crazy. Let me get
I said, don't hold nobody nothing. That's just my view. That's been my experience. So
okay.
I can't say nothing because I'm quite sure some people are making money with them. I just
Yes.
wasn't one of them.
Yeah. Wow.
But they always set themselves up to win, which you can't be mad at them because that's what you in this industry for.
Yes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's crazy. Is this?
So they really ain't told you what this deal is yet. Just
They
pay
don't even know.
$25 and
No,
you'll
I went
see
on the
later.
call. They don't say, they don't need to know the products. I know, and then here go Tracy. I know they don't know what they say it's probably fintech, but it's definitely gonna be a monthly deal.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then like you
So that
say,
somebody can make the money every month,
yeah,
whether you make money or not. Now, what is fintech though? Just some financial
yeah,
instrument, you
we
mean?
don't even know. That's what I'm telling you. They don't know what it is. They say either it's some level of fintech, and they say it could be some other product or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy.
Well, you sound well, dear.
I mean, I'm all right for the most part. I pulled a muscle in my back today, and I don't know how I did it, but I can't half move. But
What?
I gotta go check on my dad this one last time. I'm gonna see if he wants some dinner, and get him some dinner, and then I'm coming back home and getting to bed.
Oh my God.
But I took some Tylenol earlier. It was like a muscle and pain reliever or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been basically laying down because my babies went to she had her basketball games was today, and I was planning on going, but I think it's sitting up on them bleachers ain't no gonna agree with my
Right.
back.
Right. Mm-mm. Well, you better be careful over there, young lady.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, it was good hearing your voice finally.
Yes, please excuse me. Don't charge my heart. Charge
Don't charge your what?
my heart.
Your heart.
Yeah,
Never.
never. Good stuff. But
Once I get it off my chest that you was mistreating me, I'm good.
you funny. I wasn't no mistreating.
Well, you was.
Mm-mm. But you told me what I should do, so I'm good. I cannot
I
believe
should have
these
told you what.
girls. They look young. I think she said she was 40.
Maybe 40.
She said she's 46.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Slim, let's go. Talk to you soon. Love you so much.
Right.
All
You
right.
have a good day.
All right, you
Good
too.
evening. All of that.
All right, Slim.
Bye.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Now I'm a little confused. I got a message 3 weeks ago saying I'm congratulated as the winner of the Suno. The birds are ready, the time is here. Phillies roar is what they fear. From the link to the field, we own the game. The Commanders won't leave the same. DC's coming, but they'll need to fight. Clean and silk. The Bucks are ready. The time is here. It's the Bird Gang, man, better know the name. Phillies taking over. We
Mm.
In the tapestry of life, we weave threads of purpose, we believe, bound by trust with hearts aligned. In alliances, our strengths combined. Through faith-filled risks we choose to dare, embracing change beyond compare. With open minds and visions clear, together there's no need to fear.
And violent voices hand in hand, we journey forth across the land. In unity we find our way, transforming lives day by day. With love and hope as guiding lights, we conquer challenges and heights. In light, changing alliances we see. Yeah, yeah. This poem encapsulates the core values of collaboration, faith, and transformation that define the mission of life, changing alliances. Empowering voices hand in hand, we journey forth across the land. In unity, we find our way, transforming lives day by day. With love and hope as guiding lights, we conquer challenges and heights. And lives changing alliances, we see. See. Encapsulates the core values of collaboration, faith, and transformation that define the mission of life, changing alliance.
Share the wins with your team porch.
In the tapestry of life we weave, threads of purpose we believe. Bound by trust with hearts aligned, in alliances our strengths combine. Through faith-filled risk, we choose to dare, embrace the change beyond compare. With open minds and visions clear, together there's no need to fear. Becoming voices hand in hand, we journey forth across the land. In unity we find our way, transforming lives day by day. With love and hope as guiding lights, we conquer challenges and heights in life. Changing alliances, we see the power of community. This poem encapsulates the core values of collaboration, faith, and transformation. In the tapestry of life, we weave threads of purpose, we believe, bound by trust with hearts aligned. In alliances, our strengths combined. Through faith-filled risks, we choose to dare, embracing change beyond compare. With open minds and visions clear, together there's no need to fear. Endowing voices hand in hand, we journey forth across the land. In unity, we find our way, transforming day by day. With love and hope as guiding lights, we conquer challenges and heights. And light, changing alliances, we see. Yeah, yeah. This poem encapsulates the core values of collaboration, faith, and transformation that define the mission of life. Changing alliances. Empowering voices hand in hand, we journey forth across the land. In unity, we find our way, transforming lives day by day. With love and hope as guiding lights, we conquer challenges and heights. Changing alliances, we see. In the dark collective day, we strong together through the haze. Bound by bonds, we choose to win. In each other we believe. We plant the seeds of brighter tomorrows. With each step we banish sorrows. Our dreams rise like morning sun. Together we're stronger as one. Unity, purpose guides our way. In this alliance, we will straight. Hand in hand, we face the tide with courage as our guide. No challenge can make us proud. We are one soul, one heart. Through the storms, we find our light. In the darkest days, we fight. We conquer fears with unified song. In each other's arms, we belong. Unity, every heartbeat. We speak. Shared purpose guides our way. In this alliance, we'll strength. In the dark collective day, we strong together through the haze. In the tapestry of life we weave, threads of purpose we believe. Bound with trust with hope. Oh, oh, oh yeah. In the dawn of new collective days, we stride together through the haze. Bound by bonds we choose to weave. In each other we believe. We plant the seeds of brighter tomorrow. With each step we banish sorrow. Our dreams rise like morning sun. Together we're stronger as one. Unity in every heartbeat, both in each word we speak. Shared purpose guides our way. This alliance we won't stray. Hand in hand we face the time. Courage as our guide. No challenge can make us part. We are one soul, one heart. Through the storms we find our light. Darkest days we fight. We conquer fears with unified song. In each other's arms we belong. Unity, every heartbeat, both in each word we speak. Shared purpose guides our way. Unity in every heartbeat, growth in each word we speak, shared purpose guides our way. In this alliance we won't stray. Hand in hand we face the tide, with courage as our guide. No challenge can make us part. One soul, one through the storms we find our light. In the darkest days we fight. We conquer fears with a unified song. Each other's arms. Oh, 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 yeah. In the dawn of new collective days, we stride together through the haze. Bound by bonds we choose to weave, in each other we believe. We plant the seeds of bright tomorrow. With each step we banish sorrow. Our dream.
So the Eagles NFC Championship match with the Commanders is right around the corner. And just ahead of the game, the Birds got some amazing news. Aside from some uncertainty this week, it seems like a couple of key offensive starters will be good to go for this one. So why is that so important for the Eagles offense? Meanwhile, we also got some positive developments regarding Jalen Hurts' knee injury. Well, Jordan Mailata sent a message to the media that'll get you fired up. Some comments coming from both the Eagles and the Commanders make it seem like this NFC Championship is going to be an all-out war. So, what exactly was said, and also, what are going to be the keys to the Eagles winning this game and getting to the Super Bowl? We're going to talk about that and all the other news leading into the Eagles NFC Championship showdown with the Commanders, starting right now. Hey guys, welcome to the Philly Fan 21 channel. If you're new, I'm Evan, and I cover all things Philadelphia Eagles. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting fired up because the NFC Championship game is just about here. So the Philadelphia Eagles will meet their rival Washington Commanders at 3 p.m. on Sunday with the trip to Super Bowl 59 on the line. And it's looking like this is going to be an all-out war. Because obviously, on top of the fact that both these teams are very talented and have played some great winning football recently, they also, of course, know each other very, very well, with this being their third matchup of the season. And both teams also play a physical brand of football, so there's no doubt this is going to be a battle.
You got to play off 4 quarters with a team like this, and it's they're a tough, gritty team, and that's how we want to play too. So you can't take them lightly, and they have a lot of weapons that a lot of angles they can attack you from the quarterbacks, the running backs, the receivers, a good offensive line, a great scheme. You got to play all 4 quarters for sure.
Yeah, I mean, they a lot of veteran guys, a lot of really good players, very well coached defense. Yeah, they're really good. That's what I can say. A lot of good schemes. They do a great job, especially because we see them multiple times a year. And it's a familiar opponent, which, yeah, this is comes. They do a good job of being physical, reading our physicality. They well schemed, well disciplined, well coached. Yeah, we know who they are. We are. And like a normal division game, it's going to be tough. It's going to be physical. It's going to be fast. A great opportunity to, again, get back.
Yeah, so just like those guys, I'm expecting a super tough and physical game. So to come out with the win, the Eagles are going to have to make sure that they're the ones that set the tone and they're the ones that make the Commanders match their physicality, not the other way around. And while I fully expect the Eagles to do that, since we've seen them do it to other great teams all season long, the Commanders are making it clear that they're going to bring the physicality in this one too. Starting with linebacker Frankie Louvu, who had this to say about Saquon Barkley.
And also, like, going against a good running back, that's where you really, see yourself as a team, as a defense. As far as my goal, man, going against the best is like he's gonna bring out the best in you. So, and he's one of the best by far to ever been in position. And he balling out this year. So that's up to him. But by every time you play him, it's gonna be a dogfight, and that's the type of game we bring. Run around the hit, very violently. So that's all I gotta say about heading into the game.
So on one hand, you do got to appreciate Luvu showing respect to Barkley like that. Also, on the other hand, you already said there at the end, like they're going to be trying to lay some big violent hits on Barkley when he's got the ball in his hands. And whether it's worth it or not, we know that Luvu specifically has started to kind of develop a reputation of being a guy that takes some cheap shots here and there. And obviously, the fight all Eagles fans remember is when he speared Jalen Hurts in his head while he was going down and knocked him out of the game with a concussion. So in this game, I think the refs definitely need to make sure that they're watching Luvu so they can keep him in check. And that's even more of a must following some comments from Commanders defensive coordinator Joe Witt regarding Jalen Hurts.
The one thing is if he's going to run the ball, the coordinator makes a decision for him to run the ball, we're going to treat him like a running back. And we're going to hit him that way. So that's their decision. If they want to get him hit the way that they gets hit, if they don't, they'll keep him in the pocket. So that's what we're going to do.
Now, obviously, football's supposed to be a physical sport, so I really don't have any problem with him saying this because that's the way it should be. And I mean, it is a smart strategy at the end of the day to try and make Philly think twice about running Jalen Hurts because that's been a really successful part of the offense this year. That said, again, we obviously did all see how things went down last time when Jalen Hurts got knocked out of the game. So the officials better watch out for anything cheap for the Washington defense. Jalen is also going to have to make sure that he protects himself whenever he does run the football. Speaking of which, there have been questions this week as to how much Hurts will be able to run, how much his mobility will be limited in general, as of course he is dealing with an injury that he suffered against the Rams. But the good news is that everything coming from Eagles practice throughout the week regarding Hurts' injury has been very reassuring. As not only was he upgraded to a full participant yesterday after being limited on Wednesday, but several Eagles reporters also tweeted out videos of Hurts moving around during warmups, And at least in these short clips, it doesn't really look like the injury is affecting his mobility very much at all. So that's obviously a fantastic sign. And then on top of that, multiple of Hurts' teammates had some reassuring things to say about him as well.
It's tough and gritty, man. That's him. That's him. He's tough. He's gritty. He wants to be out there with us at all times, and nothing but respect for him, man. He's tough, and he embraces it. He learns to embrace adversity. He practices what he preaches. You know? So
Where do you notice that this week so far?
actually, he's a lot more energetic this week. He's fired up. He looked good. I was out there today. So we had a good practice. Go to Wayne. So it's good. His mobile is moving. Uh, yeah.
Based on all this information, it certainly seems like Bird's injury has gotten better since it occurred. Fingers crossed, it may not actually affect him too much on Sunday. If that's the case, then it's obviously great news for the Eagles offense. But of course, we will just have to wait till the game to see how it actually looks. And when we're talking about this matchup, there are actually a lot of people buying stock with the other quarterback being the rookie Jay Daniels, because he's obviously been playing at an extremely high level, and he's one of the main reasons for Washington's success this year. So naturally, the hype surrounding him is at an all-time high, even to the point where the media and many others are talking about him as if he's one of the top quarterbacks in the game already. Meanwhile, Jalen Hurts gets talked about like he's some scrub, even though all he does is win football games. Well, that's maybe something that us fans have taken note of. Jordan Mailata and the guys in the Eagles locker room couldn't seem to care less.
I apologize for this. I couldn't give. I just want to apologize. I'm sorry. I couldn't give about whatever anybody says outside this building. It ain't going to help us win championships, and that's how it goes.
Man, it's just the perfect response from Mailata there. Because he's right. Like, why waste your time worrying about the opinions of the media or the public when at the end of the day, they really don't matter? Because all they are distractions from what's really important, which is, of course, winning football games and winning championships. And the Eagles obviously got a chance to do that coming up real soon. But first, obviously, they got to beat the Commanders if they want a shot at that. And again, despite the fact that it's no doubt going to be a tough game, Eagles legend Jason Kelsey seems to think that the Eagles have the clear advantage.
I'll be very candid. I think the Eagles are better at every position. I don't know that there's one position. If you put the two rosters, the depth charts next to each other, that I would take the Washington player over the Eagle player. And that's a very honest assessment. I think that the Eagles are loaded. In Washington, to their credit, they play extremely well as a team. Dan Quinn is a fantastic coach. They're well coached. They play as a unit. They make minimal mistakes. They go for it on fourth down and get it a lot, which increases drives and their opportunities. So they do a lot of things really, really well, which is a big reason they're still here. And they just got beating the best team in the NFC, arguably, over the last two seasons, pretty candidly in their house. It's going to be a tough game.
Yes, I'm in full agreement with Kelsey there, because even though Washington is a very good and tough opponent, and beating them will certainly be a challenge, I think the Eagles are clearly the better team and the more talented team, so in theory, fingers crossed, they should win this game. That said, in order for that to happen, there's a couple of key things that they're going to have to do. On top of that, the Eagles also got some massive updates that could change things for this one. So we're going to get into that in just a second. But now, real quick, I want to take a minute to talk about the sponsor of today's video, favorable matchup, and the Eagles should be able to take advantage of it, both in the run game and also in pass rushing situations, as Carter and the guys should have more opportunities to get after Jayden Daniels. And overall, getting pressure and making the rookie quarterback uncomfortable is going to be super important in this one, especially since it could force him into making some errant throws, potentially causing him to turn the ball over. And as we've seen across the league during these playoffs, if the Eagles are able to take the ball away in this one, whether it's interceptions or fumbles, then that'll go a long way in helping them win this game. In 2 games against the Eagles this season, Daniels has thrown 3 picks, and Washington has turned it over 6 times, so it's definitely possible. And on top of that, like Eagles linebacker Zach Vaughn said, the Birds are going to have to make sure they keep Jay Daniels in the pocket and limit how much he scrambles, and they're also going to have to limit explosive plays.
Yeah, it takes the whole defense from the back end and what we do in coverage to the guys up front and kind of crush rushing and containing him that way, not giving him escape lanes to get out of the pocket or escape to a beat gap, because that's when he's most dangerous. Yeah, I think just it comes down to limiting explosives. You look at the game and the game came down. Obviously, we had 5 turnovers, but too many explosive passes were really uncharacteristic of this defense, and we pride ourselves on limiting those explosive plays.
and that just didn't get enough.
Overall, I think the Eagles defense is very, very capable of doing all these things. It's just going to be a matter of can they actually execute or not. And then on the other side of the ball, there's a couple of things that they're going to have to do as well. One being just take care of the football and don't give Washington any extra opportunities on offense. And two, I think in the passing game, it would be really beneficial for them to get Sheila Hurst into a rhythm early with some quick throws. I think overall, they just have to get the ball out of his hands faster. Three, they simply just have to run the ball. Because Washington's biggest weakness this season has been stopping their being at the ranked 30th in that area all year. Plus, in the previous two matchups between these two teams this season, the Birds have gone for over 200 yards rushing. So, Saquon Barkley and the Eagles are going to have to take advantage of that mismatch by having another dominant day on the ground. Speaking of which, the Eagles just got some big news that could affect them. As yesterday, obviously, one of the main stories was that center Cam Jurgens was missing from practice yet again after also being out on Wednesday. Meanwhile, left guard Landon Dickerson was seen taking reps at the center position. As the Cam Impacts couldn't go for this one, and Landon's the guy that has to fill in.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's just third day practice. Getting Cam some rest, and that's just kind of the way it falls with rotation. I'm backup center, so service for practice and make sure that he's coming for Sunday.
Did you feel like that it's obviously a lot of responsibility going on protections?
Yeah, I mean, not the first off. I did it for a little bit in college and done a few times in the league, so not the first off, and kind of get hands, like riding a bike. You know, I mean, I do, but I don't know medical. I don't know exactly what. We all can add CRI or trainers. I don't know exactly. As far as I'm concerned,
It certainly sounds like Landon would be ready to go if it was in fact him that had to step in at center this week. But at the same time, he also made it clear that he expects Cam to play. And the good news is that today Cam was back out there at practice, so that's certainly a good sign for his chances to play on Sunday. So that's certainly a good sign for his chances to play on Sunday. And on the official injury report, he was listed as a limited participant and is now questionable for the matchup. So if he can play, that's obviously great news for the run game and also the communication up front. And I'll say it's definitely good that Cam has progressed and gotten better throughout the week. And with this being the NFC Championship, I guess that Jurgens does end up playing, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see how things play out these next couple of days. And then on top of that, the Eagles also got another big update today that could affect the run game involving tight end Dallas Goedert. As with him on the field, the Eagles have the number one run efficiency in the league, but that significantly drops with him not in there. And of course, like Jurgens, Goddard had his practice on both Wednesday and Thursday, so his status for Sunday wasn't questioned. The good news is that he was out there practicing today, which is obviously a great sign for his availability on Sunday.
you kind of know longer. Oh, I know. Yeah. Today was a great practice out there.
That's huge because he makes such a big impact in both the run and pass games. So having him out there definitely gives the Eagles offense a boost. But putting all that to the side, I still am feeling really, really confident about the Eagles' chances in this matchup. Again, knock on wood, I think the Eagles are the better team. They have home field advantage, and they know what they have to do to win this game. So as long as they execute, they should get the job done. Plus, Commanders fans are out here cursing our own team by messing with the Rocky statue. So I have the Eagles getting the win by a final score of 33-26 to advance to Super Bowl 59. That being said, what do you guys think? Give me your score predictions down in the comments below. And also, while you're at it, make sure you guys subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any other coverage just like this coming in the future. And also drop a like to show some support because it really does help me out a ton. See if we can get to 600 likes today. And also, if you are interested, check out my bookie. I have a link down in the description. And if you want to watch another Eagles video going over some stuff from earlier in the week, you can check this out right here. Now, with all that being said, that's pretty much all I got for
Teaching on this for the last week. Is it the last 2 weeks now, right? Today, how many of y'all went to Bible study today at noonday? You watched noonday? Okay, good. So tonight we really are going to just reiterate some of the things that he's shared, and then I'll add some other things to it. But this message was birthed really when we were in the Bahamas. God gave him the whole theme about this season that we're in, and it's the return. And I promise you, since he has said that, we have been seeing so many things, take place as a result of that word. that's why we gotta make sure we're leaning in and hearing the words of our pastor. It's like, what is God saying to us? You know, through our man or our women of God, or even our teachers that are here in this ministry. What is it that God wants me to know in this season that I am in? But you already know that He said that the word that we are hearing now is for when? It's for 2026, right? But the good thing about God is that He'll give you something and you can use it whenever. You understand? So some of the stuff that you hear tonight, or some of the things that you will hear for the rest of this year, or as long as Pastor Mike is talking about the
Welcome to a very special edition of J Law's Garage. I'm dressed this way because today we're featuring the most important, probably most valuable car we have ever done in the whole 14 years. I'm here with two members of the Secret Service. Let's bring them in here. Okay, now's where we see Abel. Come on in, gentlemen. These guys are dead serious. Okay? You can't even joke around here. Gentlemen, thank you. Nice to see you having here. As you may have guessed, their job is the United States. It's not about politics. It's not about Trump or Biden, or Democrats or Republicans. It's about the President of the United States. And it's an amazing honor to have this vehicle here at the garage. It's built by General Motors. I guess, for lack of a better word, we call it a Cadillac, a very special edition of the Cadillac. Built to resemble a Cadillac. Built to resemble a Cadillac. And obviously, there's a lot of things we can't tell you about it, but what they can tell you, we'll find out here today. As you see, it's enormous. It's basically a tank, isn't it? It's probably one of the safest vehicles in the world. It doesn't say it's not the safest. It's the safest vehicle in the world. Okay. All right. Well, where do you want to start, gentlemen? Let's see. Massive tires. Little tires, just a bus tire or a big truck tire. Oh, it is. It is. It's not what it is. But I'm sure it has some run flat capability. Yes, there's a run flat device. Right. And this vehicle's been all over the world. It goes with the president wherever he goes. Is that correct?
That's correct. We take them with us. We bring two of them with us wherever we go, at least two. We transport them on the Air Force C-17 or C-5, depending on how many cars we have to bring. And usually for foreign trips, it's multiple C-17s for us to travel overseas.
Now, each time there's a new president, there's a new vehicle, or the vehicles sometimes overlap with the next president.
It varies. We try to do it every inauguration, every 8 years. They have probably an 8-year shelf life. The 2001 variety with President Bush, when he was inaugurated, we had that one roll out. President Obama got the Gen 2 version of this, and then President Trump got Gen 3 a little bit later. It was September of 2018 when it was unveiled in New York for the UN.
And when these are taken out of service, they broken up and disassembled. They're not. They can't be sold. Nobody can buy them.
Destroyed, yes.
So they're destroyed. So they're not donated to a museum or anything of that. Okay, so they destroy it. Okay, it's interesting. And obviously, there's a lot of top secret stuff we can't talk about.
It's a car. It drives like a car. GM will put a lot of their components into it, so it's the dash is much like a Cadillac Escalade a couple of years ago. The flags at night, we have LED lights that will illuminate the lights or the flags as we go as we're driving overnight. And then there's, they try to incorporate some of the stock pieces as well, so it's not so expensive that there's need to replace them.
Now, when they design a new one, are you guys involved, or is it just the GM designers and they come up with their idea? I mean, there's certain things you have to have. Right? You tell the designers that.
Yeah, so we've got a set of criteria we try to meet, and then we push that over to GM and we let them do their thing.
Now, whatever they do you go, no, like that, or is it a matter of,
there's definitely a possibility to tweak things along the way. And, depending on
things that need to be added or cut, we can adjust accordingly. And I imagine everybody who's involved in building this has to have some secret plans. That's correct. Does anybody even know who they are? They not, we don't know. I mean, you know who they are, but I mean, the general public. General public. Okay, and they don't speak about, oh, I'm the one that designed it. And I imagine that's for their own safety as well. I would imagine, so, yeah. Okay. And how long does it take to develop one of these from when you decide you do it? Is it years? Is it a matter of months? It's several years. Yeah. And imagine each year, the tech gets stronger, the connection gets better. Technology is always advancing. We try to incorporate the latest and greatest and everything, but by the time we get it into production, there's better things, so we will just push that off into the next generation. Now, if people don't know, one of the very first cars, the Secret Service, when Al Capone went to jail, Al Capone had this bulletproof, I think it was a Lincoln. I believe it was. Yeah, and then so they, hey, let's get that for President Bush too. I mean, it just anyway, it makes me laugh. It's a kid out the phone, but that's what they use as protection. Though it's not like today. No, yeah, that was the first armored limousine we used. Was after Pearl Harbor was bombed, when Roosevelt went to the Capitol to ask for the declaration of war against Japan. They used the acquired. Al Capone's car. Yeah, I mean, so it's come a long way. And obviously that had bulletproof glass and everything else. But I know it's interesting. I went down when I met President Reagan. His Air Force One was just like a small 737. And it was like, oh, just like Travolta's plane. So we made it. And then he cost you go to the 747 and the Flying Fortress and it gets there for weeks or whatever it is. It's pretty amazing. I imagine the same thing with this. This has every type of possible protection. It has robust capabilities. Robust capabilities. There you go. I always remember, because I joked about it. I should remember Gerald Ford. He was a president of Motorcade. A 60-year-old kid ran into the limo. Do you guys remember that? I wasn't around there. Yeah. And it doesn't imagine you're that father. I had an accident there. Who'd you hit? What? We got jokes for weeks out of that because it was just a kid. Looked like a kid who ran the red light and hit the president. That's probably the last time anything like that ever happened. Yeah. So when we take these places, we have agents that go out the week before to do advance work to ensure that the motorcade routes are safe for us to, take the president from the airport to wherever we're going around town. We rely heavily on the local law enforcement. We've got a great relationship. We try to foster those wherever we go to ensure that nothing happens in their cities because we don't want to create an issue for them, but also to allow us to impact.
This is how you transform the White House from one president to another. Again, moving out, cleaning, repainting, and so much more. It's a Herculean task. However, the roughly 100 members of the White House staff assigned to these duties have less than 6 hours to make it all happen. Worse yet, any simple mistake could turn the president's first day in office into a disaster in a number of ways. Packing up the White House is much more complicated than renting a U-Haul and a trailer, putting all your junk in it, and slapping the ratchet straps with a, it's not going anywhere. For you see, the White House is a massive historic mansion with 6 floors and 20,000 square feet of living space within an area known as the executive residence. Starting from the bottom, there are 2 stories to the basement. The lowest one houses machinery and support systems for the White House, while the first floor of the basement hosts the kitchen, tons of storage, and other ancillary service equipment. While the executive residence is actually 6 floors, including 2 basements, an attic, and a public ground floor, the first and second floors are where the actual living quarters are. The first family normally occupies the first floor, while the second floor houses mainly guest suites and other living spaces. Also, the 20,000 square feet of the executive residence has dozens of rooms, including approximately 20 bedrooms and 35 bathrooms, among other office and personal spaces that must be packed up, cleaned out, and moved in with new stuff in less than 6 hours. This makes picking up that pile of dirty laundry from your floor that's been sitting there all week seem like a cakewalk. Just how the White House manages to pull this off is nothing short of extraordinary. How in the world is the White House supposed to plan for such a massive undertaking? Believe it or not, the planning actually starts right after Election Day. Traditionally, once the race is called and it's clear who the winner is, the White House will begin working with the incoming administration. The person in charge of this process is the White House Chief Usher. The White House Chief Usher oversees roughly 100 butlers, maids, chefs, housekeepers, engineers, and other staff serving the first family at the executive residence. After the election, the chief usher will send questionnaires to the incoming president's transition team, which will want to know everything from what kind of foods the president likes to what kind of toothpaste he uses. Additionally, the chief usher will work hand in hand with the incoming first lady to begin decorating her new home. Because the White House is like a living museum, it has accumulated several hundred years' worth of artifacts, furniture, artwork, and other presidential memorabilia. Though some of these priceless artifacts are on site at the White House, most of the collection is housed in a large storage facility in Maryland. It's customary for the First Lady to pick whatever pieces she desires from the collection to help decorate and furnish the White House. Due to the historic significance of some of these artifacts, some will remain on permanent display at the White House. The Lincoln Bedroom is one such part of the executive residence that looks just as it did when President Lincoln passed away from an assassin's bullet in 1865, including the bed where he actually spent his final moments. However, many of the furnishings include specially commissioned art, furniture, and gifts given to previous administrations. If the president wanted to, he could sit in George Washington's chair, or the first lady could hang a lamp that was gifted by the brother of Napoleon Bonaparte. First families can also choose to decorate the White House for political reasons. A recent example is one of the choices President Biden made when he picked a bust of civil rights leader Cesar Chavez to adorn the Oval Office. He specifically chose this bust since Chavez was a key figure of the Hispanic population. Biden said he wanted to be reminded of his leadership and example each day when he went to work. In addition to helping to pick out some of these historic furnishings, the new president and first lady also make it known their desires for any interior remodeling. Whether new rugs, carpets, paint, or whatever the case may be, the chief usher ensures the first family's requests are documented and coordinated well before Inauguration Day. However, some of these requests are certainly a tall order to fill. For example, after President Truman took office, he directed the staff to construct a balcony on the south portico of the White House that has since become a symbolic fixture of the building. Before President Nixon took office, he insisted that the White House construct a one-lane bowling alley in the basement. However, Nixon was not the only one who wanted to bring his personal touches. Because of President Teddy Roosevelt's love of the outdoors and hunting, he insisted that he be allowed to display his collection of taxidermied animals. While many raised their eyebrows, they couldn't tell the president no. And during his administration, the White House was transformed into a sort of museum of curiosities. Of course, these are just a few examples of some of the major changes that a president and first lady have made. But there are limitations on what can be approved. When Hillary Clinton wanted to decorate the White House with more contemporary modern art, she faced a massive backlash from the White House Historical Association, and she backed down. When President Reagan requested an outdoor pool be built on the South Lawn, the Secret Service turned it down because of the security implications. But for those lavish, crazy, or extraordinary requests that are approved, there is a catch. No changes can be made until the sitting president actually leaves the White House that morning for Inauguration Day, around 10 to 11 a.m. This means that despite the several months of preparation and planning, the team only has about 5 to 6 hours to pull everything off once the exiting first family leaves for the swearing in of the new president. On Inauguration Day, the White House staff arrives as early as 4 in the morning to get a head start on any of the massive remodeling projects mentioned previously that are going to take more than just a few hours to complete. The White House usher will also ensure people are assigned to other projects that may take longer to accomplish, like repainting rooms or changing out flooring. However, most of the staff will rise at their normal time, so they can prepare for a White House tradition on a president's last day in office. As part of this tradition, all of the White House staff gather with the president and first lady to formally say goodbye. As the president and first lady make their rounds, they often exchange words of encouragement or short stories of their fond memories with the staff as they have become a part of their larger family. At the end of the ceremony, the chief usher will present a gift to the president handcrafted in the White House's woodwork shop. The gift consists of 2 American flags in handmade cases. These flags were flown on his first full day and last full day in office. At the conclusion of this ceremony, the first family then leaves for the inauguration. And as they do, an army of staff begins packing up everything inside. Because of security concerns, outside movers aren't allowed inside the White House. This is a real problem, considering that massive pieces of furniture weighing hundreds of pounds, large mattresses, and ornate decorations, along with all the family's personal belongings, need to be packed up and moved. Any wrong move during this art could damage priceless artifacts that are literally irreplaceable. But to get around the security concerns so these items don't go missing, the entire staff comprises the army of movers needed to pack up, haul down, and load the trucks on the south lawn of the White House. These trucks, with one being empty and one being full of the new first family's belongings, are among the few outside vendors allowed during this process. Although there are some very interesting knickknacks and artifacts families can use to decorate the home, these must all be turned back over to special antique movers since they are property of the U.S. government. However, the staff cannot willy-nilly throw these things into boxes. So while other people are moving giant mattresses and furniture, there are staff members huddled in the corner feverishly packaging an 18th century lamp to make sure it doesn't break. Additionally, any gifts a president receives also have to be turned over to the National Archives. So if Trump's son gets gifted a PS5 while in office, that gaming system will become a historical artifact unless President Trump elects to pay the government the item's fair market value. But getting back to the stuff in the executive residence, as the staff is boxing up personal items and moving furniture, the dedicated cleaning crew comes in to make the place spotless. And if there's any damage, like Donald Trump spilling one of his daily 12 Diet Cokes on the carpet, the team will simply rip out the carpet and put in a fresh one. Because of all the different teams coming and going, from people packing old things, unpacking new things, cleaning and redecorating, the actions of the staff are quite literally planned out to the minute. And as the clock continues to run out, the staff are on a strict timetable to ensure the rest of the inauguration day's activities go off without a hitch. The last thing they want is for the first family to be awkwardly waiting on the front porch to be let in as the staff are still putting everything together. But as all of this is happening, another aspect of the White House makeover that goes down at the inauguration could, if done incorrectly, end America as we know it. Whenever you see the president traveling out and about, you often see a sharply dressed military officer close behind, holding a big black briefcase. And I know you're all wondering what all is in it. And no, it's not a meme generation machine Trump uses for his best buddy, Elon. Instead, it's actually the key to America's nuclear arsenal. Known as the nuclear football, this briefcase actually holds a robust communication suite as well as the verification codes the president needs to verify his identity if he ever decides to use nuclear weapons. Because a potential nuclear attack could come at any time, the nuclear football goes anywhere the president goes, including on Inauguration Day. But how exactly are the keys to America's deadliest weapons turned over on that momentous day? As soon as the clock strikes noon, the military officer currently holding the football will merely place it in the hands of the new officer appointed to carry it by the new president. Although the two officers will hide this act discreetly behind one of the pillars behind the president as he is speaking, this symbolic gesture plays a critical role that, if done at the wrong time, could leave America unable to defend itself from a nuclear attack on this day. However, for the White House, handing over the nuclear football is arguably the least difficult task of the day. Back at the executive residence, the staff is still hurriedly working to make sure all the renovations are complete and the new First Family's things are moved in before the 5 o'clock deadline after the inauguration parade. Once all the heavy lifting, including moving furniture and priceless artwork, cleaning, and any renovations or repairs are done, the task now comes down to turning the White House into a home for the new First Family. Remember that questionnaire the White House chief usher sends the new family? This is now when this comes into play. Throughout the White House, the staff is busy personalizing everything. For example, Obama wanted a new shower head installed in his bathroom and a swing set for his kids to play on. The staff ensures every desire is met, regardless of what the president and his family ask for, whether it be their favorite shampoo, towels, bed sheets, boots, or whatever else they want. As the staff continue to finish their preparations, the new president and his family return to the White House to begin the inaugural dinner, followed by the inaugural ball. However, even at this late stage, mistakes can happen. One famous incident was when President Bill Clinton first took office. On that day, during the chaos of the move, someone accidentally misplaced Hillary Clinton's ball gown in their daughter Chelsea's room. Well, after 15 minutes of panic, the staff found the dress and ensured that Hillary would not need to go out in her birthday suit for the ball. Thankfully, mistakes like this are few and far between thanks to the staff's dedication, speed, and desire to serve the president regardless of political party. That is why whenever a new president enters the White House for the first time after his inauguration, when Chief Usher says, "Welcome home, Mr. President," they truly mean it. Bye for now. But that's not going anywhere. After his inauguration, when Chief Usher says, "Welcome home, Mr. President," they truly mean it. Bye for now. This is the newest Air Force One, and it is the most advanced presidential taxi ever made. Well, maybe. The VC-25B has been stuck in limbo for years as delay after delay bogs down the program into the latest Department of Defense boondoggle. But to better understand how soon-to-be President Trump may never get to ride in it, we need to take a look at all the upgrades currently planned for the newest Air Force One that will make it the most secure yet luxurious aircraft in the world. The design of the new DC-25B is mostly unknown, but here's a model based on all available public information, starting with the presidential suite. Because of its proximity to exits, the presidential suite is located at the front, so in case of emergency, the president can make a quick escape. While this feature of Air Force One's layout will always remain the same for security reasons, the rest of the suite is getting a huge makeover, starting with the interior design. For decades, the presidential suite has maintained what is known as a Southwestern style. This style, with its emphasis on nature and earth tone colors, has adorned each Air Force One since the 1960s. But the VC-25B is changing that. Current plans are for the room to be upgraded to a more modern design. This will include a sleeker, more open feel and a new white paint job. But that is not the only thing changing with the redesign. Before, The furniture of the presidential suite was better suited for a Red Roof Inn than a president. This is because the president had to sleep on a pull-out bed and had limited, outdated seating arrangements. However, the plan is now to ditch the presidential futon for an actual queen-size bed and expand the personal lounge area with additional recliners and sofas to make them plusher. The suite is also getting a brand new TV, and the windows are being expanded to offer more natural light. In addition to this, the designers are more cognizant of enhanced snooping technology that could record the president in his private moments. That's why the suite will have increased security features like soundproofing to supposedly protect classified information during closed-door meetings. However, we see that there's a door leading to a staircase that goes to the second deck of the VC-25B. Up these stairs is where Trump will make America great again while 30,000 feet in the air. Just like the presidential suite, the president's office is ditching the 1960s era decor and being made more modern and sleeker to mirror the Oval Office in the actual White House. Only here, the upgrades go far beyond merely aesthetic. Instead, the majority of the upgrades here are focused on functionality and security, starting with getting rid of the 1980s era computers. Because Air Force One's designers wanted to make the plane as impenetrable to cyber attacks as possible, they initially chose to use the latest and greatest analog technology at the time. While this worked great for the period, digital technology has greatly advanced to the point where there can be very secure, hardened networks that are not analog. With the new digital technology installed in the airborne Oval Office, the president can now make decisions faster and more securely thanks to the addition of touchscreen monitors and more robust encryption that provides links to various satellite communications. With these enhanced comm suites, Trump would now have better and faster access than ever before to communicate with the outside world, whether that be coordinating a response with NORAD or blasting memes into cyberspace. However, providing a new workspace and a wholly revamped comm suite are not the only functionality upgrades the plane's receiving. One of the other ones is turning the aircraft into a flying trauma center. Moving back from the presidential suite in office, you will see what looks like an inconspicuous broom closet. But don't let the looks deceive you. Inside this room is some of the most advanced medical equipment in the world. It's an entire hospital room, complete with a surgical bed, heart monitors, a full trauma kit, and even a fully stocked pharmacy. Though previous renditions of Air Force One included a type of medical facility, the other ones are all very bare bones compared to this one. Because of these upgrades, the new Air Force One is capable of stabilizing a patient before landing and performing surgery while in flight. Going past the medical bay, one will see that the remaining interior of the aircraft has been completely revamped, starting with the main conference room. Towards the center of the aircraft is the main conference room. While the location has not changed, the room is getting a complete makeover. Boeing is throwing out all the old 1980s retro furniture that's better suited for a nursing home and is installing new chairs along with a new paint job that will match the presidential suite. Additionally, the table will no longer be a plain Jane table. Instead, it will feature touchscreens in front of each user so that participants can view critical information at their fingertips while receiving a briefing. Speaking of briefings, the room is also being upgraded with advanced communication capabilities similar to those of the presidential office. With one exception, the conference room will be able to conduct secure meetings with people around the world and present a message to the nation while airborne. While Trump may prefer to use his buddy Elon's X or his own Truth Social to address the public, this is still a significant capability that allows the president to maintain control no matter what is going on. But after those meetings are over, all of the VIPs and officials on board are going to be hungry. Thankfully, the designers have that covered too. Going past the conference room, one will see that there is a full galley that is double the size of the cramped kitchens on previous Air Force Ones. With these fully modernized and upgraded kitchens, the staff on board can whip up everything from five-star meals to Trump's infamous well-done steaks for up to 100 people 3 times a day. But after expending all that energy chewing those super tough steaks, the VIPs and officials will need somewhere to lay down and rest. Thankfully, those people are also receiving an upgrade to their living quarters. Before, the guest suites more closely resembled a ship's berthing rather than a luxury suite. The VC-25B will change that by giving each official their own suite that looks more like a cruise ship cabin, while the Secret Service and support staff will still get bunk room accommodations. While all these previous upgrades are great for aesthetic and diplomatic reasons, the new Air Force One has received some serious improvements to its defense systems, which are designed to keep the president alive no matter what. Speaking of advanced design, imagine building something equally powerful for your business without the billion-dollar price tag. That's where today's sponsor, Odoo, comes in. Odoo is an all-in-one business management software that offers a range of applications for entrepreneurs, including a powerful website builder. Besides being super easy to use, your first application is free for life. This means no matter how long the site is up, you'll get unlimited hosting and support. Creating your website with Odoo is incredibly simple. With their intuitive website configurator, you can build a modern, professional website in just a few clicks. As your business expands, you can add more apps such as accounting, customer relationship management, or e-commerce to streamline your entire operation, all from one platform. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, head over to odoo.com and start building your free website today. And now, let's dive back into how the new Air Force One can delete any threat that comes at it. While Air Force One always flies around with a fighter escort while outside the United States, that doesn't mean that if alone, the president's plane would struggle to fend for itself. In fact, it's quite the contrary. Thanks to a robust suite of self-defense measures, the VC-25B has some interesting tricks up its sleeve. And among these is something straight out of a sci-fi movie, known as the ANALQ-204 Mater. These devices are located in different parts of the aircraft, typically around the engines or tail section. Though it looks like a rather unassuming box with a bunch of cameras, don't let that fool you. This very potent system can take out a wide range of missiles without even firing a shot. It does so by using lasers that disrupt the guidance system of infrared missiles. Essentially, it's doing the multi-million-dollar version of shining a light in your eye so the missile can't find Air Force One. But if that doesn't work, or the missile's not using an infrared seeker, at the rear of the aircraft, there's a chaff launcher as a last resort. Chaff is basically superheated metal that gets blasted in a large cloud around the aircraft. The hope is that because of this heat and infrared qualities, the incoming missile will be confused and will fly through the chaff instead. However, the U.S. doesn't spend hundreds of billions a year on defense for nothing, since the new VC-25B will also come fully loaded down with jammers all over the aircraft. The purpose of these jammers is to disrupt radars on any nearby enemy aircraft, so they can't even get a lock on Air Force One in the first place. But in today's climate, with the threat of nuclear war higher than it has been in decades, the plane is also equipped to survive some of the worst weapons man can throw at the president. Among these are electromagnetic pulse bombs, designed to disrupt telecommunications equipment and fry computers. The plane's design team has insulated it with a Faraday shield of metals and various alloys that make it immune to EMPs. This shielding also prevents the horrible effects of heat and radiation from a nuclear blast. Because of this, even if the world is seemingly about to end, Trump could still talk to his military commanders and post memes about Armageddon on Truth Social. Thanks to the highly revamped aircraft body, the VC-25B can remain in the White House for a long time. One of the first things you'll probably notice is the color scheme will be different. Though Trump wanted an iconic red, white, and blue design, the FAA put the kibosh on those plans. According to them, the dark blue color Trump wanted may not have stood up under certain temperature conditions. Because of this, the Biden administration decided to keep the exterior painted white and a robin blue. True to his form, Trump will probably change this once he takes office, but he has yet to comment on that. Another major difference between this plane and previous versions is that the basic design of the VC-25B is essentially a stretched out, more retro version of the luxury Boeing 747-8. At a height of 63 feet, a length of 250 feet,
and a wingspan of 224 feet. The VC-25B is about 20 feet longer and 30 feet wider than the model it's based on. There are a couple of reasons for this. First of all, the plane needs to accommodate some things the 747-8 cannot, like its own air stairs and baggage loading. This is because the VC-25B is designed to land at almost any airport worldwide, no matter how limited their facilities are. The other main reason why the aircraft is larger is to accommodate the extra fuel tanks. With a 7,730 nautical mile range, this is 1,000 nautical miles further than the 747-8 can go. The reason for the additional fuel tanks is that, unlike the VC-25A, the VC-25B will not have the ability to aerially refuel. While many people have considered this a negative, the fact remains that even today, Air Force One rarely conducts aerial refueling. If it really looked like the end of the world was imminent, the president would probably already be on board the E-4B Doomsday plane that can aerially refuel. One of the biggest differences will be in carrying capacity, with a max weight takeoff of 987,000 pounds. This is about 100,000 more pounds worth of weight the VC-25B can carry. This can equate to more food, fuel, water, equipment, parts, and whatever else is needed for a prolonged flight. The main reason for this is the structural modifications made to the VC-25B and lighter but stronger composite materials being used. The other reason for the increased capacity is the better engines on board. The new VC-25B will have 4 General Electric Gen X 2B67 engines at about 9,000 pounds of thrust, greater than what's on the VC-25A. This aircraft has a slightly faster speed and a much greater thrust. Additionally, these engines are more fuel efficient and quieter than before. But despite all these amazing upgrades, President Trump may never actually get the chance to test drive the VC-25B, thanks to a continual series of delays. In the final days of the Obama administration, the Air Force awarded the initial contract to Boeing to begin the initial development of the VC-25B. In 2018, under President Trump, the government finalized the contract to deliver 2 VC-25Bs at a cost of $3.9 billion. However, this cost has ballooned to about $5.3 billion in recent years. Because of the firm fixed price on the contract, Boeing has already eaten more than $1 billion loss on the project with no end in sight. One of the biggest issues is the complexity in basically redesigning almost the entire aircraft to meet all the security, communications, and defensive requirements set by the government. Another reason is that all the aircraft's body's various parts have to be modified to accept things like the staircase, EMP shielding, and other additions. Boeing also cited supply chain issues with getting parts that have slowed everything down. Because of these delays, the aircraft was supposed to be delivered by 2024. But of course, we're now in 2025 with no new ride in sight. According to Boeing's most recent statements, the VC-25B will be ready for ground testing by this summer, and its first flight is scheduled for spring of 2026. The final delivery of both aircraft has now been adjusted to 2027 with a 1-year grace period. Any additional delays will continue pushing this timeline to the right, which means that Trump may never get to ride in a plane he championed in his first term. Bye for now. It's the most famous plane in the world. It is a beacon of American strength and hope wherever it lands. It's full of history. It became a key moment in World War II. It's full of stories. You can hear the sobs, the Kennedy stabbers, and it's full of secrets. Remember, Air Force One is not an airplane. Welcome aboard.
deep inside the heavily fortified perimeter of Joint Base Andrews, outside Washington, D.C., and past an additional ring of tight security, is the home of the most protected airplane in the world. But as famous as Air Force One is, the fact is, there is no such plane. A lot of people misunderstand the term Air Force One. Air Force One is an aircraft an average of 14 hours a week. Air Force One is a all-time that represents an endless Air Force plane reminder supplies in the United States. That's me, folks. The presidential fleet includes everything from a 400 square foot Gulfstream up to the 4,000 square foot 747. Peak speed approaches Mach 1. All those planes will be flying Air Force One. Remember, the president is aboard that lap. With that familiar call sign, everyone is the acts for the president's opportunities, research and recommendations was the presidential dozens of ERP platforms like factors like scalability, value for money, friendliness, complex features like financial management. Use tune into our channel and software. That link is in the description below. In 2021, Intuit surveyed 2,000 mid-market businesses with 25 to 200 employees. On an 89% of companies reported late payments prevented their growth. 81% said they didn't have a fully integrated payment system, and on average, companies were owed around $300,000. 65% of mid-sized businesses report wasting an average of 14 hours a week chasing down payments. When you think of the history of the Philadelphia Eagles, the first thing that should come to mind is defense. Whether it's all-time great players like Ryan Dawkins coming out of the tunnel to hype up the crowd before a big game, or him lowering the boom on the other team's best player, or maybe Reggie White's dominance off the edge while winning Defensive Player of the Year in 1987 by getting 21 sacks in only 12 games played. As the Philadelphia Eagles franchise holds several prominent NFL defensive records throughout their almost 100-year history, including being the only team in NFL history to win back-to-back championship by shutout. They beat the Chicago Cardinals in 1948 by a score of 7-0, then beating the Los Angeles Rams 14-0 the following year in 1949. The Eagles also hold several league sack records, including having the most sacks in an NFL game with 14 against the division rival New York Giants in 1950.
52, and the most sacks in NFL history since the NFL officially started recording sacks as an official statistic in 1982, with 1,903 at the time of this recording, almost 70 sacks ahead of the closest competition in the Pittsburgh Steelers. And in 2022, he also challenged for the single season record of 72 sacks set by the all-time great defense of the 1985 Bears. And although they fell short ending with 70 sacks, they became the first and only team in NFL history to have four-player one team reach double-digit sacks in the season. Their best defensive team achieved the caliber loss to the 1991 Philadelphia Eagles defense, as that was the only defense in NFL history to finish the season ranked number one in pass defense, number one in run defense, and number one in total defense. And they did it by a wide margin, only allowing a ridiculously low total of 221 yards per game, which is the fewest yards allowed by any NFL team in a 16 or 17 game season. And it was also almost 25 yards less than the closest team, the New Orleans Saints. And while the NFL has changed a lot since the 90s from a run-first league to a pass-first league due to rule changes, the Philadelphia Eagles defense has it, as they once again led the entire NFL in yards allowed per game with 278 in 2024, and their closest competition was over 30 yards away. This team has a long way to go before they can be compared to the 91 Eagles defense, considering they are literally the youngest defense in the entire NFL by average age of starting players. And they're doing a lot of two rookie one percent rate. We'll be able to see what this group can become when these young players become fully adapted to the NFL. It wasn't too long ago that this was one of the worst defenses in all of football. As early as last season, as a combination of Asian veteran players and coaching saw this team plummet in almost every statistical category after a strong 2022 season saw their defense carry them all the way to the Super Bowl. As the 2023 Philadelphia Eagles saw their defense completely fall apart, finishing 26th in total yards allowed, as well as third worst in points allowed, adding one more NFL record to the Eagles' defensive reputation for most historic turnaround in NFL history, as the 2024 Eagles became the first and only team ever to have a defense rated 22nd or lower in a season, only to finish with the number one ranked defense the following year. So in today's video, we're going to take a deep dive into this historic turnaround to see how the Eagles went from the worst defense in the NFL to the best in just one season.
They got better and better as the season wore on.
To fully appreciate the 2024 Eagles defense this season, we first have to understand just how bad the 2023 defense truly was. The defense was so bad by the end of the season, they couldn't even do simple things like tackle.
Practicing tackling every day is based off angles. When you see the angles of these guys and the way they approach tackling, it's crazy. Like nobody plays together. Put them in a cup. If you put them guys in a cup, you're not going to see big plays like this. But everybody's playing individual football, and that's insane to me, man.
Going into training camp, the Eagles fans and front office were expecting another strong year, having just come off an almost historic season that saw the Eagles threaten the all-time single-season sack record for a team, while also becoming the only team in NFL history with four players and one team to reach double-digit sacks. With Hassan Reddick leading the team with 16, Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham, and Javon Hargrave all getting 11 apiece, and future Hall of Famer Fletcher Cox adding 7 as well.
Hey everyone, in this video, let me share you the auto pricing system. So basically, it has a different category of pricing based on geography. And when it comes to country, it varies. So currently there are 3 types of pricing for Odoo, which is one app, custom, and standard. So let's go through each. One app is the first, category of pricing. Okay. So in this one app, you can actually buy or get the module completely free. That is a single module. Okay. So you can use a single module absolutely for free, and then you can experience how Odoo is. And further, if you want, you can buy more modules. This pricing method, you can actually choose any app from the App Store. You can even get the Studio app for free. And one more benefit that comes under the one app pricing system is that if you're getting an app and that app relies on some other modules, you will get those modules also for free. For example, if you're getting the project module, timesheet module is actually a module which is related or which relies on the project module. So if you're getting project, you will get timesheet also, which is absolutely free of cost. In addition to this, you will also be able to upgrade your module to a custom plan on
Odoo Pricing Explained. Hello, hope you're doing good. I'm your host, Jason. First, before diving in, what is Odoo? Odoo is a platform that is perfect for anyone that is looking to start doing business online. With Odoo, you will be able to get access to numerous apps. Whether you're looking for a CRM or you're looking for a platform that will allow you to create a website, sell subscriptions, also use for point of sale or to manage your rentals, or even for project management, Odoo answers all of those questions. You can also use their chatbot. You will be able to do email marketing and so much more. And the thing that I love about Odoo is you will be able to access all of these features for one low price every month. Now let's check out their pricing. If we were to select monthly, you will be able to get access to one app on their free plan. And to get access to all of the apps, start off at $9 per month, and you'll get access to all of the apps on Odoo. And if you would like custom features, you can pay $13 per month, and you'll get access to all of the apps plus so much more. And when I say all of the apps, what do I mean? You'll be able to get access to sales apps, marketing app, sign, website, like what I mentioned earlier, accounting, CRM, inventory, HR, project, and POS. And there are so much more apps also. So you can see right there, if I were to tap on more, you can see the different options. So if you would like to offer servicing, timesheet, or planning, you'll be able to do this with Odoo. The only pullback that I have when it comes on to Odoo is it can be a bit tedious if you're a beginner, meaning that it takes a bit of time to get used to their platform. And also, as the mouse cursor goes over e-commerce, it is not the best platform if you're looking to start an e-commerce website. As I would recommend that you go with Shopify or so on. But if you're looking for an all-in-one platform that will allow you to access numerous features on a low budget, I would definitely recommend that you go with Odoo based on my personal experience and other experiences that I've seen persons written about in reviews and so on. Hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you
Process was hiring Sean Desai, who worked under Vic Fangio in Chicago and Denver, but they also hired Patricia as senior defensive assistant. And after a lot more. So also they even have replaced coordinators again after just one season. And somebody called defense all in every category, including being eighth in points allowed, sixth in net yards allowed, and fifth in takeaways. And they would only get better at second seed, second in points allowed, and carrying the Panthers to a conference championship game in just its second season in 1996. Bill and Tom will tell how much better this defense will get next year. The Eagles had spent the majority of their draft capital over the previous three seasons leading up to 2024 prioritizing defense. The Eagles had 10 picks in the first three rounds of the NFL draft in 2023 and used 8 of those 10 picks on the defensive side of the ball. But also used 4 of them to take players that had many considered to be the greatest college defense of all time in the 2021 National Championship Georgia Bulldogs defense.